Good morning, all. It's Gord. Yeah, it's Saturday. And here I am. I know I told you all I'd take Saturdays off, and I was going to, but I felt like I needed to share this. I haven't shared it in a while, and my daughter shared a song with me today that I don't know if I'll share. I'll share. I'll share a link below as to the share, as to the song, but it's I Believe All People Are Good, and it reminded me of two things, and my daughter shared it with me because it reminded her of one of those things. One of those is that Pasha talked me into not watching news anymore. It's been close to 6 months, half a year without news. And I'll say, like any addiction, I still, once in a while, hey, I gotta go peek at this. But then I realize the anxiety that I have lost, that I have shed because of not watching the news. Tink, you said it, hashtag news is bad for you. I haven't totally shut off of information. No. I want to know what's going on in the world. But there are no sources for just information without some kind of agenda. There just isn't. So I read headlines mostly, and if I think that it's rather bland, I might read something more. I don't watch any news show. I don't watch any news channel. And when people send me news-related items, I usually just say thank you and then don't look at it. Cheers. And the song also reminded me of thing two, thing one and thing two, which is also just a happy thing, which we really should do more of, fill our lives with happiness. She reminded me of a video I did a while ago, and I'm going to put a link below for this too. I hope I remember all this. And if I don't, go after me and I'll update it. That the world is in better shape today than it was yesterday. It's better and safer today than it was a year ago. It's better and safer today than it was even during World War II. We are on a constant upswing of becoming calmer, sweeter, nicer people. But watch the news, and you'll think that everybody's an asshole. Everybody's fighting left versus right and right versus wrong, and so many people for mistakes in their past are getting dragged through the mud, and so you think that that's common, but it's not when you think about the amount of people that all this stuff gets reported about and the sheer amount of people that it's not reported about. That's what we don't get in our head. When we see all this stuff going on in the world, it's so easy to get into the doldrums and into sadness and anxiety and worry. And for a guy who my mom called me worrywart so often in my life because I'm a worrier. And so you take the average person, this could bring them down, the news, the way they try to portray that the evil, the bad, is ever present. And it's just not. And if that brings down a strong person, what about a worrywart like me? It was driving me crazy. And I went through a similar thing after 9/11 in the States, 2001. For about 2 years past that. I may have the year wrong. But for about 2 years, I had CNN on. Yeah, I'm more a Fox follower now, but then we all change. I had CNN on pretty well 24/7, except when it came time for my shows. I was watching the Gulf War. I was watching all the troubles. It was 90% Gulf War. And I wondered why I was so sad. And then I realized, and I shut news off then. I slowly seeped back into it. So now I'm 6 months free. My name's Gord. I'm a newsaholic. I've been free from news for 6 months. I'm doing better. Do I still worry? Yeah. And do I still cringe when I see some of the headlines? For sure. This is so deeply embedded into our psyche because they want to control us. They. Don't ask me who they is. That's maybe a thing for Hippie Unplugged. Remember, folks, those of you who are Patreon subscribers, gets my Hippie Unplugged series. Only 1 or 2 videos a month, but they get to choose what they are. And maybe they'll choose for me to talk about they. What is they? Who's controlling us? So I shared that song that I'm talking about, and I'm not a country person. I think there's only 2 kinds of music that I don't really get, and that's country and western. So, but this song really touched me. I'm getting a whole bunch of flashes on my screen. I shared it with a few people, and so many people come back and saying, wow, thank you, Gord. What a way to wake up on a Saturday. So I'm going to put that song below. I'm going to ask most of you, if not all of you, play that song. Feel it. Understand it. Ignore the country bumpkin kind of music because it still feels good. And that's one thing I miss about country. My dad was a country music fan, and 8 tracks in the camper all the time. Yes, 8 tracks in the camper all the time of Merle Haggard and Glenn Campbell and He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And it wasn't always uplifting. I mean, country, you play a country record backwards, your wife comes back to you, your dog comes back to you, your whiskey bottle fills up. So, but it's feel-good music, the music itself. So try it. And try it if you're a news junkie. Try a few days without the news. It's probably going to create some anxiety. But if you can get to day 5 or 6, you're going to start saying, I don't miss it. Folks, be good to yourself. Be good to those around you. Find somebody without a smile today. Give them one of yours. I know it's nice. I'm seeing it right now. Keep it on your face and go spread that around. You got plenty of them in reserve. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony.